Be me, 31, regular guy who should have left way sooner, been dating Megan for a little over 2 years, started out amazing, ended up turning into a full-time hostage situation with a relationship label on it, constant drama, constant suspicion, constant emotional landmines. She wanted every password, phone, code, email, login, social media, access, whole digital strip search. If I went out with friends, she'd accuse me of cheating. If I didn't answer fast enough, she'd say I was hiding something if I mentioned maybe we should take a break. She'd threaten to hurt herself. Same manipulative cycle over and over, crying rage, begging guilt. Repeat. I ignored it way too long because I kept telling myself, maybe it would calm down. It never did. Finally hit the point where I knew I was done, planned the breakup for Friday night at her apartment, figured it'd be ugly. Tears yelling, maybe some thrown pillows, had no clue what was actually waiting for me. Friday comes, drive over after work, in my car. 2020, Mazda 6, bought it after saving for almost 4 years. Paid it off the year before, my favorite thing I owned, kept it spotless. Oil changes on time, interior, immaculate, never let fast food bags pile up. Parked it in a visitor space outside her building. Walk up to her apartment, rehearsing the speech in my head. Keep it calm, keep it short. Don't get pulled into another circular argument. Megan opens the door and immediately clocks my mood. Says, "You look off? What's going on?" We sit on her couch. I tell her, we need to talk. Say this relationship isn't working anymore. Say it needs to end. Her whole face changes in about 2 seconds. Concerned to pure fury, asks if I'm seriously breaking up with her right now. I say yes, tell her we're not compatible anymore, and this has gotten unhealthy. That lights the fuse she starts screaming about all the time. She wasted on me, how she gave me everything, how I'm betraying her. I try to explain, say we fight nonstop, say she doesn't trust me, say I can't keep living like I'm on trial. Every day she fires back that she only acts like that because I'm probably cheating like every other guy. I tell her I've never cheated once. Say this, jealousy is exactly the reason I'm ending it. Conversation goes nowhere. She cycles through every setting possible, crying 1 minute, yelling the next, then bargaining, then threats all in the same 10-minute stretch. Tells me if I leave, I'm going to regret it. I say I'm sorry. But my mind is made up. Stand up because I can feel it getting worse. She blocks the doorway, says we are not done talking, says we can fix this, says just give her one more chance. I tell her, I've already given too many chances, nothing changes. Manage to get past her and head down the stairs. She follows me all the way into the parking lot, still yelling people in the building or peeking through blinds at this point. She's crying and shouting and promising. She'll change, I keep telling her, I can't do this anymore. Get to my car and unlock it. She grabs my arm, trying to stop me from leaving. Says, if I get in that car, we're done forever. I tell her, yes, that's what a breakup is. Get in. Start the engine drive off while she's standing there crying in my mirror. Feel bad. Also feel like I can finally breathe. For the first time in months. Figure that's the end of it. Saturday morning proves me wrong. Immediately wake up to a phone full of missed calls. Something like 18 of them, plus a wall of texts. Some apologizing, some threatening, some acting like nothing happened. Please call me. We have to talk. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. I can't believe you do this to me. Classic chaos. I ignore everything. Block her number. Tell a couple friends what happened. Friday night, they all say. Some version of dude, she sounds dangerous. One says, I should have done it in a coffee shop with witnesses. Spend Saturday enjoying the quiet and thinking, maybe I really am free. Sunday morning plan is errands, groceries. Maybe lunch out, walk into my apartment lot, and just stop dead. My car looks like it got attacked by a demolition crew. All 4 tires flattened and shredded, obvious slash marks in every one windshield, smashed into a giant spider web, both mirrors ripped off and tossed on the pavement, deep key marks dragged across every side panel. Somebody spray-painted cheater and liar across the hood. Windows busted, can see inside, and it somehow gets worse. Seats ripped open, dash cracked, steering wheel, gouged up some dark liquid dumped all over the interior. Stereo, yanked out, just total destruction. Stand there feeling sick, looking at thousands of dollars disappearing in real time. and I know exactly who did it before the shock even wears off. Call the cops, take photos of everything from every angle. Officer shows up and starts. The report asks if I know who might have done it. I tell him about Megan, tell him I ended things. Friday, tell him she threatened me when I left. He documents all the damage takes, pictures, writes everything down. Then asks the obvious question, do you have actual proof it was her? All I have at that point is timing and common sense. Tell him about her volatility. Tell him about the breakup scene. He says they'll investigate, but they need something solid. Suggest checking security cameras from the apartment complex. Lot has cameras. Maybe one caught the whole thing, call a tow truck because the car obviously isn't going anywhere. Then call insurance agent tells me, my deductible is $1,500. Car's only worth around $9,000. Now because of mileage and age repair, estimate based on my photos sounds like at least $7,000. They might total it instead of fixing it. So now I'm looking at losing my transportation and still getting financially punched in the face. Call property management about the cameras. They say they can review footage, need a couple days to pull the right time window. I tell them probably sometime between midnight and dawn. Sunday manager says they'll check. Rest of Sunday is nothing. But paperwork, insurance forms, police follow-up calling rides. One of my friends has to drive me around for groceries because now I don't have a car. Monday morning, I Uber to work like my life just got repoed. Coworkers ask where the Mazda is. I tell them the whole story. Breakup Friday, destroyed car, Sunday security footage pending. They all look horrified. One tells me I need a restraining order, immediately. Another says press charges. The second I get proof, spend my lunch break endless Googling legal options. Like I've somehow become the plaintiff in my own life. Then property management calls. Manager says they reviewed the footage they have. Clear video, woman matching Megan's description, shows up around 2:15 a.m. Spends almost an hour wrecking the car with different tools, face visible on multiple cameras. No ambiguity, no, maybe just her heart starts hammering because now it's real. Real, not just suspicion, not just a bad guess. Police detective calls. Not long after says, management forwarded the footage. Over says, they can clearly identify the suspect as my ex. Says they're putting together a warrant charges. Are going to be felony vandalism and destruction of property. Because of the amount, feel two things at once, relief. Because at least I'm not crazy, and this weird pit in my stomach. Because someone I dated is about to get arrested over my car. Detective warns me this level of destruction suggests she could escalate further, tells me to file for a restraining order right away. I take the rest of the afternoon off and go to the courthouse. Paperwork is surprisingly simple. Show them the report. Show them the photos. Show them proof of the footage, temporary order, gets approved almost immediately. Tuesday morning, detective calls. Again says Megan got arrested at her job, picked up first thing that morning, charged with felony criminal damage to property bail, set at $12,000. Sitting there at my desk, hearing that. And it feels surreal, like I stepped into somebody else's disaster movie. Also can't pretend I don't feel vindicated after looking at my car. Wrecked like that, insurance finally makes the call. Car has totaled too much damage compared to what it's worth. They're paying out $7,500 after deductible, which still leaves me screwed, because the car was worth more to me than that, and I need a replacement right now. End up down a few thousand between the deductible, the value gap, and replacing everything, start looking at used cars during work breaks. Then Megan's friends start coming at me through social media saying I got her arrested over a breakup, saying she's devastated, saying I'm ruining her life. Over one emotional night, I tell them destroying someone's car is not a romantic misunderstanding. It's a crime she chose to do. That I just reported what happened. They keep saying she's having a breakdown, like that erases slashed tires and shattered glass. Block them one by one, coworker tells me. Later, a mutual friend is already spinning the story. Around town, apparently I'm the villain. Now apparently I provoked her and deserved what happened. So now she's trying to control the public narrative on top of everything else. Wednesday, I get a call from Megan's attorney. He says his client wants to apologize and make restitution, says she's willing to pay for damages. If I help get the charges dropped, I tell him insurance already paid me if she wants to pay somebody back. She can reimburse them and cover everything I lost. But criminal charges aren't my call anymore. That's on the prosecutor. Attorney starts fishing for some kind of arrangement. Says Megan has no prior record. Says this was an emotional response to a painful breakup. Says maybe we can work out a payment plan and keep her out of jail. I tell him he can talk plea deals with the DA. My position is simple. I want every dollar reimbursed. I want the restraining order to stay, and I want zero contact. He says they'll be in touch. Thursday, I buy a used 2018 Camry with the insurance payout, solid car, reliable, but definitely a downgrade from the Mazda. I actually loved have to put another $2,000 down out of pocket to make it happen. So now the breakup has turned into a full financial setback. Coworker asks how the court side is looking. I tell him Megan is taking a plea to avoid jail time. 3 years, probation, restitution, permanent restraining order, prosecutor's office calls, later confirming it. She's pleading guilty to felony, criminal damage, ordered to pay $7,500, restitution, plus court fees and probation costs. Felony record stays on her history. I feel satisfied. Also, exhausted wish. None of this had ever happened in the first place. Friday rolls around, exactly 1 week since I sat on her couch and ended it. Whole week feels like 6 months. One bad relationship turning into cops, insurance, court filings, legal paperwork, car shopping. And non-stop stress friends ask if I regret how I ended it. I tell them I regret not leaving sooner, but breaking up was absolutely the right choice. I just didn't think she'd commit an actual felony over it. Later that day, a coworker tells me he heard Megan got fired. Her company didn't want to keep someone after an arrest and felony charge for a second. I feel guilty. Then I picture my windows smashed in and the guilt dies pretty fast. 2 weeks later, I get the first restitution payment, $250 monthly. Going to take years for her to pay back what one night of rage cost her, plus probation fees, plus court costs, whole life basically chained to the one decision. Mutual friend says Megan moved back in with her parents after losing the job. Can't find good work with a felony hanging over her whole future, bent sideways, because she couldn't handle being dumped like an adult. It's a weird feeling, part vindication, part disbelief. Because, yeah, the consequences are brutal, but she made an adult choice and got an adult outcome. A month later, things start leveling out. Camry is running fine. My schedule feels normal. Again, restraining order means no contact, which is exactly how I want it. Still hear occasional updates through mutual people. Megan is in therapy for anger issues, still telling people. I overreacted by calling the cops, like reporting 6 figures of crazy energy focused on my car is somehow unfair. I keep saying the same thing. Reporting a crime is not overreacting. Thousands in damage is not a small emotional moment. This is exactly what laws are. For some friends come around and agree. Some still think I should have let it go. Because she was hurt. Those people can go, buy her a new life themselves. About 3 months later, I feel mostly past it. Finances are improving, dating again. Way more careful now. Friends joke that I should start screening people through public records first. Honestly, not the worst idea. One date asks about my last relationship. I tell her the cleaned up version. She says that's actually terrifying, says she's glad I got out. And that really drives it home for me. Property damage was awful, but it easily could have been worse, better the car than me. 6 months after the breakup, I run into Megan at a grocery store. She's with some new guy picking out dinner stuff. My first thought is restraining order. I immediately start turning to leave, so there's no interaction at all. She sees me, instantly goes the other way, down another aisle. New boyfriend looks confused as hell by her sudden retreat. I feel weirdly relieved. At least she respected the order. Also weird seeing proof that her life kept moving after she tried to blow mine up. Cashier. Who knows bits of the story. Asks if that was her. I say, yeah. But she left. So no issue drive home in the Camry. Feeling grateful, the whole thing never escalated. Past property. Grateful for friends who had my back, grateful. I got out when I did. About a year later, the whole thing is finally just an old story. I'm in a serious relationship with a new girl who's calm and stable and normal. I told her about Megan early on because that kind of history doesn't stay hidden forever. She says that's insane, says she's glad I'm okay. Says some people really cannot handle rejection. She's right. Every now and then, I think about what the whole mess taught me. Trust your gut when a relationship starts feeling wrong. Don't ignore control issues because the breakup will probably be worse than the dating document. Everything save, messages take, photos. Security cameras are your best friend when somebody goes off the rails. Years later, I hear through mutuals that Megan finally finished paying restitution between the court costs, probation, and everything else. It ended up costing her well over 10 grand. Probation, done, felony, still there forever. Apparently she's doing better. Now steady job, again therapy, another relationship, still somehow claiming she was justified because I broke her heart. Basically says, I broke her heart, so she broke my car, still refusing to fully own what she did. Everyone hearing that just rolls their eyes. Now I'm long gone from that part of life anyway. And the thing I understand now is her reaction was extreme, but the type of retaliation wasn't exactly rare. Some people get rejected and go vindictive immediately. Important thing is protecting yourself and having proof. Pressing charges wasn't revenge, it was accountability. She destroyed property, and the law treated it like what it was. A serious crime. Her choices got her a felony and years of debt. My choice got me out of a toxic relationship. Sometimes a person confirms you made the right decision in the worst way possible. Biggest thing I took from it is breaking up is not always the end. Sometimes it's just the start of the fallout. Unstable. People don't like losing control. They retaliate, and if they do, cameras and evidence matter more than feelings. Insurance helps, but deductibles still hurt. Court works, but it burns time and money and energy. You never wanted to spend, still worth every headache to be free of her. I'd take the less exciting Camry and peace of mind over that relationship every single time. Freedom from manipulation turned out to be worth more than any car I ever owned.